Hi, folks. It's Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. I wanted to say a shout out to a couple of great people who are doing some great things. Our superintendent, Karen Davino, did a superintendent spotlight, in which she talked to Howard Burrell, the mayor of Vernon. That came out about an hour ago, according to Matt Shea, who just emailed me, and I hope that everyone gets to see that. That's terrific. So, a shout out to the two of them, and also a shout out to Dan Young, the chief of police, who is doing great work and is part of the gratitude project this past week. So the message for the past couple of days, and the thing that I want to get out tonight, is gratitude for all the people that are doing wonderful things in our community. And that's our parents, who are our teachers at home, and to our teachers who are showing our students the way to show gratitude in various ways. So that was the whole message that was coming out of our schools this week, and I wanted to let everybody know about that. Also, there's some important messages that I wanted to make sure that you were aware of. One, ESY, extended school year for some of our students, is a tradition that we always have for our students. We're going to do it virtually this year. So we're working on a couple of pieces with that. We're going to add a Wilson teacher to add a little bit more heft to that and make sure that our students are getting some individual attention or small group attention. And we're going to make sure that that program is as good as it possibly can be virtually. So I want parents to be rest assured that that will be happening in July, and we'll make sure that all of your needs are taken care of. Regretfully, there'll be no summer academic camp this year. We usually run that for pre-K and then post-K, pre-first grade. But we're not going to be able to do it. As you know, it's an arts and crafts type of thing, and it's a hands-on thing that we always do with students. Yes, there's reading involved, but there's a lot of hands-on and art projects, and we're just not going to be able to do it virtually. So regretfully, that will not happen this year. And then finally, you may have heard the governor this afternoon started to open some things up. And one of the things that was very important to us was non-essential construction projects, which we're going to put our custodians under that. We're going to open on May 18th. And when I mean open is the custodians are going to go back into the building and start the cleaning process and also the closeout process. So the closeout process, as I talked about on Friday night, is going to look like this, especially for Glen Meadow and the high school, but also for Lounsbury as well. Lockers will be cleaned out. Custodians will be using gloves and masks. Secretaries will be there. Things will be put in the bags. They will be labeled, put into the gym, and then starting on June 1st, we will have the closeout procedures where parents will be called. They will come with their car, open up their trunk. We want you to hold up a sign of the name of your student. We will check it with the bag, put the bag in the back of your car, and off you go. Now, if you have things that drop off, that's very, very important, and we want to talk about that procedure as well. Had a nice conversation with Mr. Foley this week. I know the coaches are going to be working on the collection of uniforms. I want to support them. I've got my Vernon sweatshirt on tonight. Go coaches, love you guys. They're going to try to make sure that the collection of the uniforms happen at the high school. But again, we're looking for calculators, we're looking for books, and all of those things have to be collected as well. We're going to encourage parents, and this will come from the principals with the closeout procedures. We're going to ask you to put things in bags and bring them to us, and then we'll let them sit for a couple of days, and then we will sanitize everything and then begin the process of sanitizing the building. The important thing on the elementary level is that we need our teachers to do that because it's all in the classrooms. It's not in lockers. So we're asking for volunteers, and our teachers have volunteered. There's a whole army of them that will be willing to come in the next 2 weeks from May 18th through the 30th, make sure all of that gets done, and then we'll get started with the June 1st closeout. We want to thank everyone for their patience on all of this. We know it's very, very crucial that you get the sneakers back and the sweatshirts and anything else that the students have in the lockers. And we know that this is sort of an anxious time, but we want to make sure you know that we're doing this right and we have an actual procedure. So you'll be hearing from your principals, but I just wanted to give you that information, parents, as we begin this podcast. Mrs. Hawes' class showing gratitude. Now, the idea this week was to let neighbors know, to let parents know, to let grandparents know, to let teachers know, to let anybody in your life, piano instructors, dance hall teachers, anybody who's involved in a child's life, to show some gratitude. And there was 3 themes. 1, look for the good in people. This has been a tough week. Week 9 for many of us has been a tough week. Had a great meeting with a very important group of people this week about the reopening procedures that we would have to put in place in order to make sure that we open up the school safely and well in September. And I could see from my group of people, and there's 22 professionals on that group, including parents and board members, that we're stressed. So we're looking for the good, trying to be patient with ourselves. And also, thank you, and you matter. One of the things that we want everyone to know is that you matter. If you're struggling with that, if you're feeling down, or this is just a little bit too much, my email address is cmckay1@vtsd. Give me a holler and we'll try to figure things out. And of course, Karen Divino offers her email address, kdivino@vtsd.com, and Deb Merrill, the head of our special ed, dmerrill@vtsd.com. So thank you, Mrs. Haw. I want to show my gratitude to Mrs. Haw for these things. Abby says thank you. And what a lovely poster and a lovely shot of Abby. And Abby, you have that beautiful fireplace going because it's been way too cold. So for those of you that enjoyed this afternoon, finally, some sunshine with not a lot of wind, dear goodness gracious. That's another thing that's really affecting all of us. The truth of the matter is it's way too cold and there's not enough sun and there's way too much rain and we have to sit by fires like poor Abby does here. But I want to say that maybe we'll have a little less fire, hopefully a lot more of Abby creating these wonderful posters and a lot more sunshine. And then Adam, I'm a note writer as well. I think it's wonderful to be able to send a note to someone, and Adam is writing a thank you note to someone who matters to him. So kids, way to lead us on the gratitude train. Rolling Hills says thank you for everything. And this is a wonderful picture of the wonderful drawings that the children do. And of course, the statement, look for the good and you matter. My goodness gracious. Again, to our teachers and to our parents and to our children, thank you for appreciating each other as we appreciate you. And then what does it say to say thanks? 1 is to create a project. And there's the look for the good spider or wonderful badge or whatever that wonderful creation is. And of course, the smile is even more important. And then there was a project, and that's why I gave a shout out to Chief Young in the beginning and the police. They are doing a project with the Senior Citizens Center, and they put a box outside the police department in which the kids can drop off cards for senior citizens. So our children created signs, and look at this lovely young lady creating a nice card for a senior citizen, wearing her mask and doing all the wonderful things that a child can do during a pandemic. I hope the families keep these pictures because these pictures will mean something to a child when they're 80 and 90 years old, looking back at this historical moment. And then the children, of course, and parents made flowers, artificial flowers, paper flowers for seniors, and dropped them off at the senior center or at the police station. So shout out to everybody who's involved in that project. Way to go. Vernon proud. And then, of course, signs for all of our families saying that look for the good. You matter. Here's Molly, and Molly's at the police station dropping off the cards that we just talked about. Molly, you look terrific with your mask on. Again, keep this picture for your old age when you can say I was part of a historical period. And during that very, very important period in time where people were struggling, you were sending cards to probably our most affected category of people in our society. So, Molly, kudos to you. Vernon V. And then Gaius is doing this wonderful signs. Young man, keep it up. Great job. Put those signs in your window. You matter, and thank you. Nico decided to write his letter to his dad, and his wonderful teacher sent me the letter with tears in her eyes, and I thought that this was important. So, Nico, great picture. Love it. Love your shirt. Love your sign. And here's your letter to your dad. Dear Dad, I'm writing this letter because you matter to me. You matter because you take care of me and my things. And then he goes on to give examples. For example, you go to work and pay for our house and buy us food. Yay, Dad! That's awesome. Awesome that your son recognizes this at a young age. You fix my dirt bike, ATV, and bikes every time I break them, which I do often. You always put together our stuff like my trampoline, bike jump, and swing set. Instead of laying around, Dad, you help with our stuff. Thank you for doing these things. I love you so much. You always show me that you love and care for me. You matter, Dad. Nico, couldn't have written a nicer letter to my own father. Wonderful. Way to show your gratitude. So, again, to our teachers and to our parents and to Nico, the Vernon V, way to go, kiddo. Way to show compassion and also love. And finally, I thought I'd finish with Travis Holly's awesome insect project. There is something, Travis, about this picture that's magical. I think it's the joy in your face, but I also think it's the fact that you were able to use a Christmas bell, pipe cleaners, wire, a plastic spoon, and Lord knows what else is on there. And the minute I saw it, I knew it was an insect. So great job. I thought I'd finish with that. So, Vernon, we're in week 9. We got a couple of days left. Next week is a 4-day week because the following Friday is the Friday before Memorial Day, and everyone is off that Friday. Then the following week is a 4-day week because of Memorial Day that Monday. And then after that happens, there's 2 weeks left and we're finished. So I want people to know that we're working hard. We're trying to make sure that everyone is taken care of. We're trying to plan for virtual things in the summertime. We still have our eye on graduation, the June 30th date, as well as the August 2nd date. We're going to do the very best we can for our seniors. And then finally, to our seniors, I want to start doing some things about you guys in the next couple of weeks to get it out to our community. So to our seniors, if you've got a picture of you with the sweatshirt of the college you're going to, or just a picture of you and you could tell me the plans that you have for next year, something that you want to do, send them to me or send them to the Principal Anderson, and Dr. Anderson can send them to me. And we want to start making sure we get out some pictures of our seniors and talk about that as well. And also, I think the top 15, we usually have a top 15 luncheon at the high school. I think something's being planned for you, but of course, we want to put a spotlight on you as well. And again, if you're watching this and you haven't seen the Superintendent Spotlight, Ms. Davino talking to Mayor Burrell and talking about all the good things that are happening in the community. Vernon, you're doing an awesome job. We love you. Have a great night. We'll see you in a couple days when we podcast on Friday night to give you more great things that your children are doing.